What's up, my Wookiees, my Galaxians? Just wanted to say, yeah, last night audio was not great. We're going to talk about the rep nodes. Going to do a quick summary of what that looked like last night, and because yeah, we know the audio wasn't the best. Okay, so yeah,
Welcome
just a
everybody.
little
We
bit of
got
a
Jason Quickbender Brink
little bit of an
and
example
Neil
of some of that
Haran on
audio in the
guitar
background
with
last
some
night. So
perfect
yeah, we're gonna go ahead and
background
stop that. We're gonna go ahead and just
art.
go over some of the things. First off, just being the rep nodes in general. So if you guys haven't been following, the rep nodes are going to be going on sale. They haven't said when yet, but they have said that, well, they initially said it'd be like $2,500, maybe a discount in the first 48 hours, specifically just for founder node owners and Gala Gold, is what it's going to look like. And so they also said last night, though, that amount is not locked in. So I'm assuming maybe that means it's going to go down a bit. But we did talk about what we were calling dynamic pricing. So Bitbender in that talk said basically as the need changes and as we progress with rep and need more and more and more, that the needs can really change. Okay, and that just means once we get millions of users, if we need more nodes, and they're being bought up really fast, the price will go up. If they stop being purchased, the price might just start to like cool down. They did not go into specific detail on how long that lasts, what that's going to look like exactly in the store, but we do know that the payment's going to be ETH, Gala, or USD. Now I have reps up here because in this vision basically paper that they got going on here, they have all the syncs listed, and one of the syncs was saying that rep is going to be used to purchase the nodes. Well, obviously you need reps first to be able to purchase nodes in reps, so I'm assuming after the token goes live, the reps is out there, that'll be an option. Not sure if it'll be different or not. They did say when the nodes go live, the token should go live, but Bitbender did say last night that it might not be the exact distribution that we see in this paper, with some of the tokenomics, just meaning that this initial curve, it might just be like a lower little maybe diagonal amount of like how much reps is being put out there until the platform is like completely ready and it kind of takes off, and then we'll go into this like normal kind of distribution. That's how I took it. Of course, he can correct any of this. I did mention at the beginning of that video that I don't like Gala Friends. I like the word like Galaxians instead of calling it Gala Friends. But if you guys have some other thoughts, definitely let me know. Let Bitbender know if you want something else. I just like Gala Friends was kind of like boring and lame. I like Galaxians as my community. So the minimum specs, that's one big thing we want to know, right? Is how much, what's the minimum specs basically for the nodes. Right now, this is our minimum specs for running just a founder's node. Bitbender did say last night that this is what it's going to be initially, okay? Really pay close attention to that. That means this whole 60 gigabytes of disk space, that's not very much, okay? And so I would assume as rep starts to take off, they might have to really change this or increase this, or as they said, basically incentivize other nodes to get basically more reps because they're, performing better or offering more storage. They also said that the geolocation will matter because, right, if you have some nodes in LA, the latency is going to be really small, so your nodes are going to get pinged a lot for information as everything kind of progresses. Other things we kind of went into, founder nodes are going to be getting the gas used on rep. We said specifically that a normal user is not going to need any Gala for gas, right? Because you're using, maybe you put out like 5 reps a day or 10 reps a day or something like that. But if you're somebody else, you're doing like 100 reps a day or 1,000 reps a day, or you're a huge content creator, maybe a company or any of this other stuff, and you're trying to really put stuff out there, yeah, you're going to need Gala free gas for that. And that protects the Gala chain from any kind of griefing of people just trying to ping the Gala chain constantly to try to get it to slow down or crash, which we've seen before in crypto. He did go, Neil went into basically saying that the rep nodes are already decentralized. I think what they're meaning is that you really need to kind of spread them around. So like me as a content creator, if I have like 5 nodes, I could spread them around, put one in like UK, one Australia or something, like depending on where people are watching from or accessing my data from. And so that would like do better. Now, when we talk, it really sounds like, hey, is it content creators that are going to be, like the biggest benefits of these nodes? And what's that going to look like? Is content creators going to be the only ones who really are going to benefit from this? And Bitbender was real specific the other day, especially in Discord, that no, you can run a node just as a typical person, right? But you should be engaging in some way in the essentially the network or the ecosystem. And so what he means by that is if you just like pop up your node, you start doing storage, yeah, maybe you'll get like some reps for that node or whatever. But if you are instead kind of working your node where you're like pinning things from Gala Games, or maybe you're pinning things from Ninja, or pinning things from Dr. Disrespect because everybody loves him, those things are going to be the things that are going to get pulled and tagged and people are going to want. And so it'll have more essentially usability through your node. Of course, everything is in development, right? Everything's growing. So things are going to be going at a certain pace. Things are going to change. Things are not very clear. And I know that really kind of drives a lot of people nuts when things are not super clear. But I'm telling you right now, with everything that they're showing, everything they put out, this vision paper, Neil Haran, everything they're doing, it looks incredible. So this image right here that we just have kind of pulled up, this is kind of showing the rep node and how essentially if you like find a like craggy skin, right? Like Pokemon Go, you go out and you find a freaking spider tank skin. How cool is that? And let's say maybe you already have a skin or you don't need it. Look at this. You can literally just kind of click your friends like profile. You can make a message and literally send the NFT. That's how seamless it is. A lot of people are going to say, well, what about security? Well, I'm assuming as you log in, you have some kind of like pin or something set up before you get into your application, and then when it closes out, you have to do a pin. That wouldn't be too much friction, but yeah, I mean, I don't know if you're going to sign a transaction initially that just gives permission to that app to go ahead and move NFTs around. I would still for sure have a cold wallet where I'm keeping more of my like prized NFTs, we'll say. And then of course, Gala needs to make sure that we can have multiple wallets, right, in the website and with rep and everything attached to Gala chain, so you don't have to move stuff around to one wallet to play a video game. Neil Haran did say for the ad revenue, they want to have basically like a 50-50 split. Now, the way the revenue is going to be working that Neil was saying is essentially, with these treasure chests, if you're a company and you pay to build these, a treasure chest hunt, maybe in a bunch of cities or something, building these treasure chests, you have to pay some rep to set this up. And you're going to have some KYC. Which Bitbender mentioned in there as well, that they're going to use a third party who can KYC you, but you're not KYC'd like publicly, right? So kind of in the background, you're KYC, so we know you're not some creepy little Wookiee trying to bring somebody in with candy and making these treasure chests, right? And so that'll be like a big security portion to it. The rep nodes are going to be managed on the dashboard. People mentioned, I had that question. They also had the question of what's going to happen when the node goes down. Everything will still stay on the platform, right? Everything's still spread across the platform, decentralized, okay? And so when your node goes down, not all your stuff goes down. People don't lose access to their account, nothing like that. But if your node's down for a very long time or an extended period of time, with the IPFS, the way it works is it'll start to degrade and get pushed back down, right? And so it'll start to disappear until you get your node back up where you have things pinned. Then you say, hey, this is important. I always want it at the top for people to see. What else? They discussed the widget store, the widget marketplace, being community made. You can charge a fee or have it be free. He didn't say if rep gets any kind of percent of that. Obviously, a marketplace just in there in general where you're able to essentially sell, any NFTs on the Gala chain right from rep. How seamless and smooth can that be? They did ask, if like how much control do node owners have over people or content moderation or anything like that? Essentially, you don't. The way content moderation is going to work more or less is that it's going to be community driven, but it also sounds like they're going to have some kind of other form to try to have some self moderation in there. Because of course, like we don't want things to go horrifically wrong, right? So they're going to tweak this in. There will be, some form where things are maybe getting downvoted or I don't know how it's going to get removed from the blockchain, but that's for future conversations, I suppose, for them to say. Now, how will newly onboarded accounts be distributed across nodes? The way that works is essentially they just log in and their stuff's distributed across the whole decentralized network. So unless you actually, pin their stuff to your node, it won't be like pinned to the top often, right? It's just gonna be spread across everything. And of course, whoever has the lowest latency is the person or the node that's going to get connected to that person, which is why big cities will probably be, good areas. But of course, if you're the only node in like Wyoming or something, then maybe you're going to get tagged a whole bunch. We discussed where the money was coming from, their whole total market value. Obviously, they're going to get tons of benefits. Just think of it: if we get millions of users, it all comes with the territory, right? If you get millions of users into this onto Gala chain and they are using a crypto blockchain, guys, you got to really understand this is incredible, incredible for Gala and Gala chain and Rep. Really, this is going to bring everything together so seamlessly because as you make an account on Rep, you automatically get a Gala chain wallet address attached to you, and all you have to do is click the user ID, and that basically will copy your like wallet, and then you can like paste it wherever, or you can click somebody's user ID and pay them that way, and you never have to expose that that blockchain wallet address, which is pretty cool, right? Um, what else did we discuss? Third data party data. Obviously, that's privacy is like horrible. Their policy. You own your data in this. They're not going to be selling any of your privacy or your data. It's as easy as posting a tweet. You just boop pop on there. I tested it out today. Neil Haran sent me the app. Was able to work on it a little bit. Yeah, it's as easy as Twitter. And the videos load instantly. So if there's anything YouTube on there, just like Twitter, you click it and it's like boom, it's like loaded. You're watching a video immediately. What's super cool is you can start treasure hunts with your community. I think that's super awesome and super fun. Neil Haran double and triple down. 90 days they are going to have this running. Okay, so in 90 days they're going to have the first V1 out. They're going to be ready for the journey, and we are going to take off. The Gala chain, this is just a huge win, not needing like the keys and the gas. Your Gala chain address is made at initial login. Tons of customization. If anybody's old and remembers MySpace, which Eric Schurmeyer, benefactor, the CEO of Gala Games, he was the CTO during that time. So Eric Schurmeyer, he's been all over the place, Zynga, everywhere. We've talked about that. Rep will go open source. You will own your own data. The marketplace, interoperability. He mentioned like putting a spider tank flame like head on top of a robot, which is like a game that they had made, which was interesting. Some like intercompatibility kind of stuff. Don't forget, if you're in Gala Gold, you're able to like get in and get on the discount with the rep node. So if you're not Gala Gold, go ahead and click that link down below and get that, because that is going to be turning into a subscription model very soon. So this might be your last chance to get that full lifetime membership at $50. Global treasure hunts. They're going to be dropping over 100 cities. They're going to be dropping these treasure hunts, and they're all going to be different and unique, which is extremely exciting. And we're going to be having to try to figure out, I have to figure out how to like geo-hack my phone so I can maybe like drop into Shanghai and like, do something. That would be super fun. And to do as many like cities as you want, and then go through the hints that are inside the treasure chest, which will lead you to another treasure chest with a password. So, man, it's going to be super, super fun when they toss that out. Their partnerships are going through full inking, basically saying you guys have no idea what kind of partnerships we got coming, but it's gonna be great. You can only imagine how many companies, and even just Web3. I mean, think of like Deadfellas, which we know Betty talks to Gala Music and stuff, or just Gala Music, Gala Film, Vox, all these different companies, groups, and they'd be able to make treasure chests and treasure hunts. How fun is this going to be, and can this be as we kind of go forward? Very free speech, no privacy issues. Rep will have its own token. We're using Gala as gas, confirmed. Benefactor actually just posted a tweet. I should have pulled it up here, saying that gas going to be Gala on the Gala chain. If you're using Gala chain, it's going to be the Gala as the gas. So I need to understand, does that mean Gala Music is no longer the gas again? Because that's been confusing. They're transferring from the Near to the Gala chain, and that's because, Neil said this is a better dance partner, easier, seamless transition, better to get people into Web3. No KYC for basic posting, so you can get on there and just make stuff. Enhanced experience if you do have KYC, something about commendable actions with rep and points. So Bitbender had kind of mentioned about like incentivizing people to really utilize rep, and so utilizing rep and being active and stuff, that if you get something that goes viral or posted up or something, that maybe you can actually enhance or even earn rep through those ways. When you're using the Pokemon Go app that they have basically set up, you can actually use a joystick to move around. You have to only be within 50 meters to like open the treasure chest. So that helps with security, and if you're not feeling safe in a location or something when you're playing the game. Rep is free. You can jump on, make the account once it's ready. 90 days. Neil Haran says 90 days, 90 days, 90 days. So I'm super excited about that. We aren't their product. They're not selling our data. You can opt into ads if you opt into the ads, you will earn revenue from those ads as well, which is very interesting thought process there. Um, what else do we have? Tying your wallet to your address, decentralized hosting, rep token use. They have a lot of government and syncs basically put into place here. So just going to pop through a couple of these because I think this is like really important because syncs matter tremendously. And reps is not a burn and remint. So just keep that in mind as we're kind of going through the syncs and stuff, that it's not going to be burned, but it'll be, paid to rep, and, they'll utilize it however they wish. So some of the syncs that they had mentioned, essentially making sure that the economy works really well. Um, One significant sync that they're going to have is creating private and permissioned social media networks on the platform, kind of like a bespoke. And so that would fuel the growth and fuel kind of the token supply, and needing rep to create these private and permissioned little networks such as Galaxians. Post magnification, so you can like boost the visibility of something. So if I had like something that was kind of an advertisement, I could actually pay reps to kind of boost that visibility on the rep platform. So of course that's another way of kind of revenue for everything as well. That's going to be an expenditure, going to make the economy help go around. Right here they mentioned if users are boosting this post, either a standalone, similar sponsored posts, if they boost the reply to another post, if they used as a reply, then the user who posted the original reply will receive 50% of the boost fee. Super interesting to kind of think about that and really kind of going in depth with that. Obviously, that enables users to pay for visibility. Makes it that once they've paid for that visibility, the power's in the hands of the original poster to decide how to reply to that post. Pretty cool. KYC payments we talked about, you have to use rep to essentially do the KYC payments and complete that. So that'll be another sync. We talked about the node purchases and purchasing them in rep. Customizable interface, using rep to enhance your profile, maybe with the widgets through those transactions. If people have made those, that'll help with the economy as well. And then, of course, we're having the emission of reps from the distribution pool. This is what they have built out right now. So they have 40% as the rep node operators. I'm going to be honest, I would be happier if it was at least just 50. I love the clean cut of 50%. But it sounds like they're going to be using like the UA bonus pool, marketing, even the ecosystem fund to incentivize, us and other content creators to come on and create content and really get those like boosted, thumbs up posts, and maybe just content, maybe some spider tank stuff or something cool or gameplay, and that you can actually earn reps maybe from these other pools. So that wouldn't come specifically from the node operator pool. So that is pretty cool. Now the emission schedule, we talked about this because we all know, if you're a founder node owner, that as we got all this distribution, total supply, and we got out past like a couple of years or so, what was it, like 3 years, then we started talking about, okay, the value of the Gala token is this right now. Is it enough to basically have people pay for their VPS or pay for the services to run nodes? And then we switched to that whole burn and remint process. So I kind of brought that up, and it sounds like no, they're not going to do a burn and remint process for that. Things can always change because they do, right? But rep node owners are gonna have governance with some of this, kind of like how founder node owners have governance inside the Gala Games ecosystem. Obviously, getting a node early is obviously going to be way more beneficial. If I did, I'd be holding for like 3 years, until we're getting to these way lower portions, when it's going to really start to drive the value of the rep tokens. Now, there's only 100 million tokens, only 100 million. I really like that. I always like kind of a smaller supply. It really gives like a single token, a lot more value. So rep could easily be like $1 a token, with something like that. If everything kind of explodes, gets big. Remember, the crypto space does not have something amazing like this with millions of users. Rep is going to be that. Okay. You have to be prepared. Rep is going to be the like crypto Twitter, and hopefully, right, as Web2 users come on, because it's so seamless, that it'll start to detach from the whole quote crypto, like parentheses, and people like I hate crypto, and hopefully people from the once named Twitter, now named X, if they come over. Instagram, Threads is like horrible. The thing is Rep has so much going on, so much more than Twitter, Threads, anything like that. Everything is going to be built into this one thing. We're going to have gamification. We're going to have Twitter style kind of posting. You can have articles that are linked in there. You can link your videos and your YouTube. It's going to be so much more customizable, guys. It really is like making me so freaking excited, because this can really change the space. I haven't been this excited for something in a while. And so I did ask, like Benefactor, hey, what's the benefit of me buying more nodes? And basically it's me making sure they're kind of spread out through the world, right? So they're getting tagged, and so I can pin things that I think are important. So those quests are going to be in the first 100 major cities. You can get a free rep node depending if you're like, I don't know if you're the first one or you solved the riddle or scavenger hunt or whatever, but there are going to be some rep nodes out there that you can actually achieve through these quests. Yeah, I don't know if you noticed, but we have an esports team who's going to be playing Last Expedition, right? All this is starting to connect. And man, is it just making me go, because it's super exciting, right? It's absolutely exciting. Now, I guarantee you that I missed some things that we discussed. That was kind of a brief overview of rep of the nodes. Obviously, as things continue to kind of come out, we're going to see a whole lot of stuff. 90 days is a lot of time. So we'll have a lot of updates coming up. What I would say is I did have some, there's some extra info in that long AMA I did with Bitbender and Neil. Unfortunately, YouTube doesn't let you download that for like over 24 hours. So I have to wait until I can download my live stream. I'm going to put it on OBS, see if I can fiddle with the audio and maybe cut out some of that background noise and like repost it so you guys can all have it. We know it was not very good. We apologize. Bitbender's mics were not working, his microphones. And so because his microphones weren't working, he had to use those headsets, and those headsets, the microphones were picking up everything. So, as always, friends, stay warm, Wookiees.